I've chosen the topic of social standards. Social standards are ethics, morals, virtue, and qualities of life set by society as objectives to reach for. Don't get me wrong, not all social standards are terrible. But when we transform those standards into false idols, it becomes a Christian problem because it further parts us from God and the purpose He has created us for. When we were little, we were asked, who do you want to become? This question is quite artificial, for the one who asked this question already has a mental list of who the kid is restricted to become like. Therefore exemplifying that ever since a young age, we are born into the standards that the world has set for us. Society identifies itself through its own definition of perfect, which are ethics, morals, virtue, and qualities of life. The consensus of trying to become perfect has been ingrained into our daily lives. As we develop further into our lives, we gain perspective and knowledge of the world. We long to become that picture-perfect person. The standards of becoming that picture-perfect person has been ingrained into our minds, and it further creates social hierarchies, putting the most qualified at the top and the least at the bottom. Moreover, we categorize ourselves by where we stand on the hierarchy, believing that we must become like the person on top and setting them as our idols. In society today, everyone is influenced by someone else's opinions. And though we are not slaves to them by name, we are free only within the narrow limits that are set by their opinions. We as Christians fall under that branch because we also want to fit in. In doing so, we go against the moral laws of the Bible, claim that we are not Christians, and so on and so forth. It may happen, and it has happened. I believe that we have the right to change course and to clarify Christ into our lives. But society keeps demanding that we must stay between the lines and not change things. Therefore, the world changes bit by bit into corruption through the social standards that deliberately undermine community environments to pressure one another to fit in. The other week, my pastor has spoken of Gideon the coward. Pastor Bay had explained that God only uses the weak. He fills up the voids and cracks that we for so long have substituted with social standards. He highlights our sins, and then He mends them into strengths. For He is our picture perfect, and He is the one that we look up to. And I believe that we must live through His word by not living according to the world, but by living according to His word. Although this may be rigorous, we must remember that our faith is like a growing tree. When planted, it is nurtured, watered, and fertilized. We may not see the immediate results. However, as it grows and as it's planted, it has a firm foundation through its roots. Over time, it begins to sprout, growing outward within the firm standing of where it is. Our branches twist and turns within the flexibility of Christ's love. The gardener communicates, and that gardener is Jesus Christ. Our differences are our strengths, and it is up to us to follow His footsteps as disciples so we may live through Him once again. Therefore, becoming more like Christ, inspiring those around us to follow and to praise His name with everything we do. Colossians 3:23 states, "Work as heartily for the Lord and not for men." Thank you.